It's been a season of challenging times, a world health crisis, social unrest, and a constantly changing landscape of how to navigate it all. But for the next hour, I invite you to set that all aside and celebrate the 15 young women that make up the 2021 Portland Rose Festival Court, presented by Unitus Community Credit Union. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining me. I'm Kimberly Moss. Part of Portland's popular culture for more than a century, the Rose Festival has its roots in tradition, while its events are both contemporary and nostalgic. After modifying last year's festival in the face of the COVID crisis, the festival was faced with an even more difficult decision as the 2021 season approached. Would the world reopen in time to reinstate the festival's popular large-scale outdoor events? By March, Rose Festival leaders announced that Oregon wasn't ready yet, and the festival would focus on a small but impactful schedule of activities, including the tradition of the treasure hunt, an entirely virtual Fleet Week, and the popular Porch Parade that was introduced in 2020. One Rose Festival tradition that has weathered nearly every storm is its court program, the process of selecting princesses from local high schools and crowning a queen. While the selection and announcement of the 15 young women of the 2021 Rose Festival Court had to be accomplished in a virtual setting, the participation and excitement was even higher than anticipated. When we come back, we will hear from each one of the princesses, their goals, their dreams, and why they love Portland so much. And by the end of our program, we will crown this year's Queen of Rosaria.
The 2021 Portland Rose Festival Queen's Coronation is brought to you by Unitus Community Credit Union. You, us, unite us. Alaska Airlines, official airline of the Portland Rose Festival. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone. Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oregon, here for all the moments that matter. Portland General Electric, proud sponsor of the Portland Rose Festival. Spirit Mountain Casino, the Northwest premier entertainment destination. University of Oregon, a place for curiosity. And by Pacific Power, powering your greatness.
At Unitus, we're dedicated to making our communities strong places to live, work, and raise families.
My name is Manamalo Alailima, and I have 2 business accounts. We were trying to find a financial institution that aligned with our values. That meant a lot to us. If I knew somebody was like teeter-tottering on a decision on whether or not to become a member of Unitus, I'm like, what are you waiting for? I think you'll be very happy and satisfied.
I get scared sometimes.
Of a lot of things.
Joining in.
Decisions.
The dark.
The dark.
But I once heard someone say,
but as I always say,
it's okay to be afraid.
As long as you face the fear.
And keep moving forward.
Count on Regents, the name trusted in insurance since 1941. Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oregon. Live fearless.
The sun doesn't always shine. The wind doesn't always blow. But what if you could capture energy from thousands of solar panels and hundreds of wind turbines, and then store some of it for whenever you needed it? Introducing the Wheatridge Renewable Energy Facility, the first of its kind in the country. Because, well, this is Oregon. PGE, an Oregon kind of energy.
Hi, I'm Sarah with Portland Nursery, where our passion for plants has kept us rooted in this incredible community. A lot has changed since we first opened our doors, but through it all, we've remained family-owned and operated, dedicated to providing our neighbors the largest selection of the highest quality plants Portland has to offer. With hundreds of new plants arriving each week, you're guaranteed to find something exciting and unique. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, at 50th and Stark, 90th and Division.
The past year has been challenging for us all, and we want to recognize and thank our friends at the Portland Rose Festival for their resilience and commitment to the community. Hope is on the horizon, and we're ready when you are to get back in the skies. So we hope to see you on an Alaska or Horizon flight very soon, and in the meantime, we wish you the very best for a successful Rose Festival.
Due to social distancing challenges, the Rose Festival staff conquered the technology necessary to recruit, educate, and orient the court via video conferencing platforms. School announcements were hosted on Zoom and live streamed on the festival's YouTube channel. After a year of distance learning at their schools, these young women were prepared to adjust however necessary. In fact, with the aid of self-recorded video sent to us, we're going to hear excerpts from the very speeches they presented to their classmates to hear their ambitions, interests, and what it means to be a Rose Festival princess. Our first young lady served 4 years as the varsity volleyball team captain and was named MVP. Among those accomplishments, she also played 4 years on the varsity softball team, has been the trombone first chair section leader, and acted as treasurer for the National Honor Society. Princess Natalie Mathers from Park Rose High School has a heart for middle schoolers, spending time as a volunteer tutor and volleyball assistant coach.
I've survived for the past year by reminding myself of the joy I feel when I connect with people, despite not always giving the opportunity. I enjoy being social, and I have always loved meeting new people and finding ways to help or connect with others. In quarantine, I sometimes forgot the pleasure that comes with meeting new people, learning their struggles, life experiences, and distinct qualities that every individual has to share. Every year, the Rose Festival brings people together. We bond over parades, music, food, and several other activities. I remember growing up from 5th grade all through middle school and even high school, I would go to the Junior Rose Parade with my friends, meet new kids, play Foursquare, and just bond with everyone. As the world reopens, I can think of no better way to celebrate and connect than through the Rose Festival. Creating memories with our diverse community will remind us of the days before COVID and keep us hopeful for the future. In addition to bringing our community together, the Rose Festival can provide hope through volunteerism. Serving others in our community especially provides the purest form of hope to those who need it most. Giving back to the beautiful city that raised me is beyond fulfilling, and the Rose Festival does this every year. I hope to be a part of the volunteer opportunities to give this hope to those who need it most. Regardless of the Rose Festival traditions potentially not looking the same as they have in the past, the festival can unite our Portland communities together to plant a seed of joy that we have all been lacking for so long.
For 10 years, this court member competed as a competitive figure skater, making it to regional championships several times. In her spare time, she can be found painting or volunteering with From Me to You, an organization that makes and delivers books to children's hospitals. Representing Lake Ridge High School, here is Princess Jillian North.
The Portland Rose Festival has been a staple tradition of Portland for 114 years. 114 years of connecting our community, helping young women have bright futures, and helping Portlanders grow into a tradition of community building that connects all socioeconomic and racial backgrounds. In tradition, there is comfort to be offered to a COVID-weary community. During these difficult times, it will be uplifting for communities of Oregon to see young women be highlighted for the Portland Rose Festival, as they have been for the past 114 years. The chosen rose for the 2021 Rose Festival is the Burst of Hope Rose, which coincides exactly with what our world needs this year. Portland has had many names for itself, such as the official slogan, "The City That Works." Yet we are so much more than that. We are the city that is weird, the Rip City celebrating our wins, Stumptown helping working on our environment, and even Portlandia being named after the copper statue downtown depicting the Queen of Commerce that celebrates local goods from Oregon. Portland is a city that is stronger together, and with the Rose Festival happening again this year, it will bring hope to community in Oregon by creating a sense of normalcy.
A National Merit Scholarship finalist, this next princess is a member of the National Honor Society and an AP Scholar. This young lady has been heavily involved in her school's athletic programs, participating in varsity cross country, track and field, and dance. One of her favorite places in the city is the Rose Garden, where she can stop to admire her mother's stone on the Queen's Walk, crowned queen in the 1989 Rose Festival court competition. From Metro West Valley Catholic High School, this is Princess Lily Rosebrook.
I believe we must dream big in dark times. One dream I never gave up on was my dream of becoming a Rose Festival princess. I attended my first Rose Parade in a baby Bajorn, and I've been hooked ever since. Although the Rose Festival will look different this year, hope still blooms because we all love this tradition. Rose Festival is a time for revelry and fun, to forget the challenges the year has held, and to focus on the beauty of our state, diversity of our citizens, and the creativity found in our community. Rose Festival can be a beacon of hope as the world reopens, by showing that communities can still safely gather and celebrate what makes all of us special. And boy, could we use a celebration right now. Every year, the Rose Festival is like Portland's family reunion because everyone feels welcome. Over the summer, when everything was shut down, I had the opportunity to volunteer as a camp counselor with Camp to Belong, a camp that reunites foster care siblings. The joy, wonder, and love I witnessed when families came together after a long time apart gave me hope. I imagine this is how Oregonians will feel when the world reopens and we can finally celebrate again. The rose has no memory of the cold, dark winter it survives, but with the sun's love, confidently bursts into bloom each spring. So too must the Rose Festival burst into bloom and show the world that hope reigns.
Born in Ethiopia, this princess is served on the Student Equity Council and the Black Student Union. With a passion to represent the underserved community, she works at the Oregon Zoo to educate historically marginalized people about conservation, teaches lessons on nature and animals at local community centers, and hopes to specialize in family medicine, bringing representation to those communities within the healthcare system. Here is Roosevelt High School's Zemzem Hussein.
The Rose Festival has always been one of Portland's sources of hope, togetherness, and happiness. The resilience of Portlanders throughout the years has inspired us to celebrate diversity and unity by spreading positivity. As the city reopens, the Rose Festival can reassure Portlanders that they are not alone, that we as a whole community can and will get through rough times together with resilience. We need to hold each other, acknowledge the lives lost, affected during this pandemic, by showing love like never before. That compassion inspires hope and spreads positivity. Another way the Rose Festival can bring hope is to show the community appreciation, from the frontline workers keeping this community stable and the community members that push each other through this time of uncertainty. We must show them good spirits and grant an image of that celebration that we're going to look forward to. That optimism will get them excited to celebrate togetherness and that joy the Rose Festival brings. As we begin the healing process together, we must begin with voices of compassion, hearts full of love, and acts of kindness. Though we are not together at this moment, it's about our community. It's about bringing people in to celebrate diversity and unity. It's about creativity and service to one another. It's about making the community in which we live in rejoice in happiness and joy as we come to reopen.
We are just getting started. Up next, we'll hear from Princess Corp members that love to cook, achieve GPAs putting them at the top of their class, and one that was voted most inspirational by her peers.
Entertainment is back at Spirit Mountain Casino as we present Rock the Mountain Summer Outdoor Concert Series featuring George Thorogood July 31st, Tesla August 6th, and ZZ Top August 15th. Go to spiritmountain.com for details.
We can fly where you want to, we can leave your house behind. But if your friends don't mask, and why don't they mask? Well, they won't fly this airline.
You can fly if you want to, 'cause we do safety right. We have air that's clean and disinfectant machines zapping germs like an arcade space fight. And we dance to the dance, do the dance, have the filters cleaning commence. Alaska Safety Dance, Alaska Safety Dance.
Is it where you are? Or is it who you're with? At Oregon, we say it's both. It's a sense of belonging that takes root, and a sense of purpose that takes flight. It's where you come from, and knowing when you've arrived. Yeah! We just say, it's Oregon.
Fred Meyer has been proudly serving customers and supporting communities in the Pacific Northwest for 99 years. And last year, with your help, we donated more than $2 million to local organizations and provided 5 million fresh meals to our neighbors in need.
To all of our Fred Meyer associates and customers, Thank you for everything that you've done to support your local Freddies and your local communities for 99 outstanding years. None of this would be possible without you.
Ready for a break? Head to the hills. It's time to relax, play, and dine at Spirit Mountain Casino. Enjoy the latest and greatest games, gourmet food, and a cozy room at Spirit Mountain Casino.
We're back this year celebrating the resilience of our community, our ability to find joy in moments of connection, and our love for this beautiful place we call home. While we're celebrating safely apart, we're together in spirit. And that is an Oregon kind of energy. And here's to a bigger Rose Festival celebration in 2022.
Welcome back to the 2021 Portland Rose Festival Queen's Coronation, presented by Unitus Community Credit Union. 15 outstanding young ladies make up the court, with one to be crowned Queen of Rosaria by the end of our show. It could be our next court member, who's an avid violin player and has taken part in her district's music program for over 7 years. She's a member of the National Honor Society and College Possible. In her spare time, she enjoys listening to music, singing, painting, and cooking meals for her family. From David Douglas High School, this is Princess Jennifer Din.
It has been over a year since the world went into lockdown because of the global pandemic. Life as we knew it changed completely, and the world seemingly turned upside down. Schools closed, businesses shut down, and in the blink of an eye, Portland, a bustling city full of life, became stagnant. Gatherings of any kind were highly discouraged because staying safe meant staying apart. COVID-19 negatively impacted the lives of many by causing them to lose jobs, opportunities, experiences, and even lives. On a lighter note, for over 100 years, the Rose Festival has brought together people of diverse cultures and backgrounds together to just smile, have fun, and live in the moment. Now that the world has slowly and cautiously been reopening, the Rose Festival brings so much hope to the community because of its ability to help people feel happy, included, and a part of something bigger than just themselves. Now more than ever is a time where unity should conquer division and hope should triumph over despair. Thankfully, the Rose Festival has a place for everyone, regardless of who you are or where you come from.
As a junior, this princess serves as co-president for the National Honor Society and as a Passion Impact intern with the organization College Possible. Her heart is behind opportunities that give back to the local community. She recently worked on an event dedicated to supporting essential workers at Providence hospitals. Representing Leotis V. McDaniel High School, here is Princess Faith Isabor.
In times of uncertainty, it is best to hold your community close. It is best for the community to do as much as it can to keep as many people involved as possible. The Rose Festival has always done this. Since its inception in 1907, the Rose Festival has brought people together in the same spaces, breathing the same air, gazing at the same parade floats and shows. Even though the Rose Festival may look different this year, broadcasting the fact that the Rose Festival still has those qualities to the Portland area can in and of itself bring the community hope. Showing the community that the Rose Festival is resourceful, even in a global pandemic, can show the resilience of Oregonians. As we reopen and get back to our normal lives, the Rose Festival can bring everyone something they can look forward to. It can bring us one more thing the pandemic can't take away from us. It can turn boredom into entertainment and hopelessness into hope. These mindsets can set us all up for even greater Rose Festival events in the future. A sense of normalcy is one of the most important things the Rose Festival will bring to Portlanders this year. This past year has been anything but normal, but continuing the traditions of the Rose Festival can bring yet another sense of hope to the community, and we can hope that as we do open up, everyone will appreciate the things we have available to us even more so. Together, we can create events that keep Portland safe, but also keep Portland's traditions alive.
Local female executives, including vice presidents, managing directors, and department managers, are matched with each young lady in a mentorship program throughout their time on the Rose Festival court. They participate together in activities, share life experiences, and advise on education and career opportunities. The Portland Rose Festival Foundation appreciates Unitus Community Credit Union for providing this mentorship program for the Rose Festival court.
The women of the Rose Festival court are so impressive. Each of them has been elected by their school to have a place on the court. Each one of them submits a resume and goes through an application process where they speak to the importance of the Rose Festival in their life, their career aspirations, and where they might like to go to school with the scholarship that they will be receiving as one of the court princesses. Many of them are so accomplished in athletics and academics and extracurricular service to the community. It is truly an honor to be one of their mentors because they are absolutely inspiring to anyone in the community. Some of the mentors return every year because it is such a rewarding experience to help coach these young women, give them guidance as they enter into their college careers, financial guidance, and even mentorship, woman to woman, about what it's like to work in the workplace, and to also help them align career exploration opportunities. We, as a community credit union, believe being involved in the community is essential to our mission, not just the financial services we provide. So that in-person connection is super valuable. It often lasts long after the mentorship is over.
Our next young lady has played varsity volleyball her entire time while at Central Catholic High School. Recognized her junior year as most inspirational on the team, she has been awarded honorable mention at the 2017 Mount Hood Conference, First Team All-League Defender in 2018, and First Team All-League Midfielder in 2019. Here is Princess Maddie Cooper.
I've grown up in Gresham, in a predominantly white area with very little diversity and very little acceptance, honestly. And going out to Portland was very, very hard because I was never around people that accepted my skin tone for being good and not dangerous and the stereotypes that come along with it. And I hated it. I hated myself. I hated my skin tone because that's what I was taught growing up. I was taught that I was different, and I was different from something that I couldn't change. And my dad would always tell me there's two things in life that you can't change, being black and dying. And my dad was a proud black man, and I didn't know why, honestly. I didn't know how he could be so proud in an area that told him that he was never going to be good enough. And going out to Portland, I felt the love and I felt the acceptance from the community, and especially during the social justice movement. And during these past few months, these past few years, honestly, I have dealt with anxiety and depression. I struggle with mental health, and not too long ago, like a few months ago, I tried to take my own life. That was life-changing. It truly was. But I felt my community around me. I felt my family. I felt my friends around me because they saw me for me.
Born in Seoul, South Korea, our next court member has a heart for communication and speech, participating on several debate teams over the years. Her role since freshman year as co-officer of her school's team, she has carried a sense of pride in watching her fellow students participate and succeed in tournaments. Let's get to know Princess Ji-Won Lim from Lincoln High School a little bit better.
The Rose Festival has always been a symbol of hope and joy for the community. Something everyone in Portland knows and loves. And it's this spirit that we have to remember and revive, especially during this Rose Festival. I believe that this can be done in two levels. First, as a student, I believe there's a lot of untapped potential in school communities. Schools already have established communities, clubs, and organizations that correspond to charities such as Red Cross, Meals on Wheels, and Children's Book Bank. And more than halfway through the year, they have already figured out how to keep helping people safely during COVID. Through collaborating with schools, the Rose Festival will be able to reach and help more people. Then there's the general public. While this event in Portland Many people across the Oregon love this event and find it special and memorable. The Rose Festival is an annual event that brings hope and joy to the community, and we should endeavor to preserve as much of that as possible, all the while creating new and different opportunities from this new platform. The Rose Festival this year is going to be different. That's a fact we can't deny. However, that doesn't mean we still can't bring hope to the festival and to the community.
When we return, we'll continue to hear from more Princess Court members pushing closer to the announcement and crowning of our 2021 Portland Rose Festival Queen.
Elmer's Restaurants. Welcome to the family.
Spare in my neighborhood.
Fierce in mine.
Weather changes fast around here.
Hailstorms or heat. Flash floods or fierce wind.
You can't outrun Mother Nature.
But you can outsmart her.
Make your plans unstoppable with Fox 12's first live local weather team.
With the most accurate team. And advanced alerts.
Before things turn extreme.
Turn to your first live local weather team, Fox 12, and make your plans unstoppable.
Here's to the fearless fight, the comeback, the battle against all odds. For some, it's taking the first step. For others, it's forging a new path, a chance to prove to ourselves what we're really made of. And with the name rooted in Oregon, backed by national strength, even a battered spirit can come back stronger. Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oregon. Live fearless.
Let's hear it for the multitaskers, the night shift workers, and small business owners. Let's hear it for all the ways that you show up for the people who count on you. That's your greatness in action. And here at Pacific Power, it's the inspiration for everything we do. Like Watt Smart rebates to help you save energy, tools for managing your budget, and options that power the greatness in all that you do. Learn more at bwattsmart.com.
Unitus Community Credit Union is honored to support the Rose Festival Court for the 7th year. The court encompasses brilliant young women from many different backgrounds. That support plays out in the form of sharing life experiences, career advice, guidance, and leadership tools to help princesses expand their skills.
Dozens of young women from Portland area high schools applied for the chance to become a Rose Festival princess, and 15 were lucky enough to achieve that honor. The process of selection starts with an extensive application, much like a college scholarship, followed by interviews with a panel of community judges, which accounts for 50% of a candidate's score. Each finalist then presents her speech to their student body, and a school election provides the other 50% of the score. The student with the best combined score becomes that school's princess. Chosen to represent her school, our next court member has been involved in activities that include wind symphony, jazz ensemble, color guard, and marching band. On her own, she could be found volunteering at environmentally focused organizations or learning a new instrument. Here is Princess Rena Marthaler from Cleveland High School.
The Rose Festival is something that embodies the most wonderful parts of Portland, especially socially. As the world reopens, not only do we have something to look forward to attending, but we have something to represent our hope and the things that we have lost in the past year. We can use this historical chain of events to represent the lives that have been lost, the communities that have been affected, the time that we can't get back, and so much more. The festival can take its influence and its history and give people something to connect with easily. They will get to look forward to once again sitting with their friends next to the Starlight Parade, cheering on their family members at the run, and of course the Rose Court is an excellent opportunity to showcase student perseverance through the educational struggles that they have endured. Through completely different conditions for learning and growing, and a lack of classic opportunities that high school students are supposed to have been offered, I believe it's important to highlight the good that might have also come out of this. This will help people not just to have a longing to be free from quarantine, but an appreciation for what might have come out of it. I am especially excited for the opportunity to participate in this group where I truly believe some amazing young women can help lead the world safely back into comfort and community while learning how to be leaders themselves. There has been an incredible amount of loss this year. I'm enthusiastic to see how the Rose Festival creates events that will coax people back out into the world safely and begin to heal the community through arts and social events. I want to see the Rose Festival use the resources that it has to make happiness and community something available to everyone, and we can all emerge from this year together.
She loves driving through the woods and over the various bridges along Eagle Creek. Her favorite Rose Festival event is the Starlight Parade and how it brings people together of all ages and backgrounds. A Franklin High School honor roll member, she was captain of her volleyball team and says that is where she learned about teamwork and quick thinking. Here is Eliana Kamara.
How can the Rose Festival bring hope to the community as the world reopens? To answer this question, I strongly believe that the Rose Festival has the power to maintain a sense of community even through the difficult times. This has been an annual tradition that has carried on for over 100 years and has become a staple in Portland. To me, community and family has been one of the most important things, being that I grew up with many aunts, uncles, and cousins, so I have learned what the true value of knowing how important having a strong community is. Although the current events of the world are not ideal, the Rose Festival has continued to maintain the spirit of Portland and carry on a sense of normality for everyone. The Rose Festival has and continues to bring together hundreds of people from many different walks of life without any judgment and has been a safe place for everyone to come and enjoy time, laughter, and smiles together. As for bringing hope for the community as the world reopens, this year's Portland Rose Festival will demonstrate a sense of love and appreciation for our community and will be an environment where everyone is able to connect and share a very vulnerable and emotional experience. As much as I, as well as many others, would love to have the true experience of this key Portland tradition, I know that with the loyalty and the spirit of Oregonians, this year's festival will still be one to remember.
Alaska Airlines has been one of the Rose Festival's premier sponsors since 2013. Along with generous contributions of both cash and airfare, each year Alaska regional employees donate personal time, volunteering in countless ways. As part of the mentoring program, the princesses have benefited directly from training provided by Alaska Airlines, giving them life tools that will stretch well into the future.
I believe Alaska Airlines and the Rose Festival Court are a perfect fit. We believe in the community, we believe in youth, and we believe in giving back. We are going through a program that was near and dear to Alaska Airlines' heart called How Full Is Your Bucket by an author named Tom Rath. When you give to others, it in turn gives to yourself. We're working with that same material. We've brought it into the Rose Festival Court program where we will explore filling buckets, how it relates to the court, and what they will be doing as they travel through the community.
I really liked how the book showed us how to not dip into other people's buckets and how to fill their buckets.
It talks a lot about interactions that we all have every single day. We have many, many opportunities that we can choose to make good or we can choose to make bad.
I actually really liked reading about the statistics.
It's always a fun fact to share with the court each and every year that they have 20,000 opportunities each day to spread joy with those that they visit. I feel like Alaska Airlines is making a difference just bringing this book to the Rose Festival Court in the classroom, really thinking about ways in which each and every princess can affect the day, the opportunity of another person that they come in front of. This has been an amazing opportunity to bring our customer service and what we've learned into the classroom with the Rose Festival Court and share some pieces that have led to much of our success with each of these young ladies.
Our next court member has been awarded the Si Se Puede by Portland Public Schools. When translated to English, it means yes, you can. This young lady volunteers at the Maurice Lucas Foundation as a tutor for middle schoolers, and family holds a special place in her heart. This is Grant High School Princess Beatriz Santiago Perez.
Living in Portland, the City of Roses gave me hope. With those hopes came along an array of obstacles. Language barrier, status, not being able to freely visit my family in Mexico, feeling pressured by my parents to do good in school, as well as helping out my younger brother, as they both worked 2 jobs to earn basic necessities. While constantly living in fear of being separated from our parents, although it was scary, hard, and sad at times, these struggles made me the young woman I am today. Strong, ambitious, and willing to take risks. June 6th will by far be a major achievement in my family, as I will be the first to graduate high school. Having the opportunity to run as Rose Festival Princess and represent Grant High School as a minority and immigrant gives me great honor and pride. Becoming Rose Festival Princess will help me negate the stereotypes against immigrants. Furthermore, to be the voice for those underrepresented in American society. My hopes and happiness is to become a social worker and help others like me.
An architect, a volleyball captain, and one that loves to embroider. Stick around as we hear from our last 4 princesses when we return.
At Unitus, we're dedicated to making our communities strong places to live, work, and raise families.
My name is Manamalo Ali'ilima, and I have 2 business accounts where we're trying to find a financial institution that aligned with our values. That meant a lot to us. If I knew somebody was like teeter-tottering on a decision on whether or not to become a member of Unitus, I'm like, what are you waiting for? I think you'll be very happy and satisfied.
When breaking news happens here, watch it here. Download the Fox 12 streaming news app for live video 24/7, no matter where you are, on any screen. What other app can do this? Download the Fox 12 streaming news app. Live, local, free.
Hi, I'm Sarah with Portland Nursery, where our passion for plants has kept us rooted in this incredible community. A lot has changed since we first opened our doors, but through it all, we've remained family-owned and operated, dedicated to providing our neighbors the largest selection of the highest quality plants Portland has to offer. With hundreds of new plants arriving each week, you're guaranteed to find something exciting and unique. Portland Nursery, a passion for plants, at 50th and Stark, 90th and Division.
Is it where you are, or is it who you're with? At Oregon, we say it's both. It's a sense of belonging that takes root, and a sense of purpose that takes flight. Final 4, baby, let's go! It's where you come from, and knowing when you've arrived. Yeah! We just say, it's Oregon.
Fired up, fueled up, ready to roll. When it's severe enough for storm mode, turn to Fox 12's first live local weather team and the power of Fox 12 News, and make your plans unstoppable.
Hi folks, I'm the Clown Prince. Just sending you lots of love and lots of smiles from your friends at the Rose Festival.
Welcome back to the 2021 Portland Rose Festival Queen's Coronation, presented by Unitus Community Credit Union. All 15 princesses gathered just a few days ago for that moment we've all been waiting for, the announcement of this year's Rose Festival Queen. We'll see that moment revealed and celebrate with them in just a moment, but first we have our last 4 court members to hear from. A 2019 Max Scholar athlete and captain of both the volleyball and cheer teams, this young lady has been involved in the Black Student Union and awarded high honors. She has attended the Grand Floral Parade with her family every year since she was a baby and carries fond memories of watching the beautiful floats pass by. From Jefferson High School, this is Princess Kayla Pierce.
Like the rest of the community, I missed the Rose Festival of 2020. This will be the first time in 17 years where I had missed this impactful community event. This will also be the one time a year where my grandmother will be able to get all 12 of her grandchildren together. And we always had our spot right on the corner of North Wilder and Vancouver. This coincidentally was the same spot where my grandmother's father took her and where I hope to take my grandchildren to someday as well. I know having the Rose Festival back will benefit our community's physical and mental well-being. We live in a social world where engaging and attending such a rich Portland historical event will not only reduce the stress, anxiety, and depression amongst my peers, my family, and yours. Having the Rose Festival back will instill hope into the community. The pandemic has been hard on everyone. With the cancellation of major events like the Rose Festival, people have not had the chance to go out and engage. The Rose Festival is an event that represents Portland, not only because Portland is Rose City, but because historically it has represented some of the most beautiful parts of why Portland is great since 1904. The pandemic has put a lot of stress on everyone, but not being able to see your loved ones, having work to look forward to, or worse, have lost a job. With only yourself to keep you company, this year has been depressing. Humans are social creatures. We need to interact with one another. And I know having the Rose Festival back will bring the community hope and joy. Last but not least, the Rose Festival is a fun experience. Just having a reason to get out, setting out your chairs with the warm sun and the cool breeze, smelling food and spending time with your friends and your family.
Serving as president of Benson High School's National Honor Society, as well as team captain for cross country, this next young lady is passionate about architecture, sustainable infrastructure, and affordable housing. She was part of the design advisory group for the Benson remodel, with her next steps to include attending school for a Bachelor of Architecture. This is Princess Sophia Chin.
Throughout my childhood, my mom and my aunt would bring my sibling, my cousins, and I to the Grand Floral Parade every year. We would get there as early as we could to find a good spot on the curb where we would sit regardless of the weather and run out with all the other kids to grab the candy thrown by the floats and performers. I've always enjoyed going to events that bring the city together. Being surrounded by your neighbors and community members who are all celebrating along with you is a feeling like no other, one that the Rose Festival always delivers on, and I know that this year it will bring back that familiar sense of community that we have been missing. The Rose Festival also provided an important community building experience in my elementary and middle school. Every year we would host a small-scale rose show where students would bring homegrown roses into school for judging by a visiting royal rosarian. After the judging, the roses would be placed on tables in the main halls of the school, filling them with light and color and amazing smells. I always knew that when I saw those roses, it meant spring was right around the corner, and the seemingly endless days of overcast skies would soon be coming to an end. With all the time spent inside, I've realized just how energizing even a simple vase of flowers can be, and the Rose Festival overflowing with flora will be a beacon of energy and positivity for every Portlander. Even if we are unable to gather in the traditional masses of Rose Festival celebration, the knowledge that we as a community have something beautiful to share will give us the strength we need to continue through the coming months.
A member of the Asian Desi Pacific Islander Club and co-president of the Key Club, this next court member has also been ASB Vice President, a member of the Model United Nations Club, and a facilitator for the No Place for Hate program. In her spare time, she enjoys reading, baking, and embroidering. Representing Ida B. Wells High School, here is Princess Catalina Montero.
The Rose Festival is unity and the spirit of our community at a time when we need it most. In a normal year, the impact would be clear in the plethora of well-organized citywide events built for every member of the community. Right now, the Rose Festival proves that when we work together, the show will go on. The sheer time and willpower which goes into the Rose Festival is just phenomenal, no matter the year. I'm so honored and excited to get to be a part of this process, and I'm so thankful for all the hard work of those who've kept the Rose Festival moving. As the world reopens and as the festival arrives, we're going to have to readjust. Everything isn't going to go back to normal in a day or a week or a month, and the future is going to look different. But things are going to get better. We'll be able to hug our friends and family again, maybe go to some concerts and parties. Having the Rose Festival, knowing it exists and will continue to do so, means a symbol of stability and a rejuvenated optimism. The Rose Festival has been a part of Portland for over 100 years, and it will continue to be here for as long as it is beloved, so forever. The Rose Festival is also the type of event which brings everyone together. It sounds really cheesy, but the whole community gets excited about the Rose Festival. The Rose Festival has events everyone can love. It helps people meet other people, make friends, on the Ferris wheel at City Fair, getting hyped at the milk carton boat race. Our community will always treasure these memories. Even when things aren't possible in person, the spirit of the Rose Festival of community and family and hope and tradition and love will continue.
We are down to our final young lady to highlight, and she hopes to one day be an elementary school teacher. In the meantime, she's taken part in activities such as the LINK program, Unite workshops, Girls Coalition, and Lead Like a Girl. Princess Andrea Brazil from St. Mary's Academy is most proud of the time and effort she's contributed to her school's Black Student Union.
I believe the Rose Festival will bring hope to the community and its reopening because it will give us a sense of normalcy in comparison to what have been some extremely abnormal times. The Rose Festival has always been an event to bring us together to celebrate its accomplishments and establishments. Its week-long highlight of the City of Portland has always been a vibrant and beautiful way to express what the City of Portland is made of. For me, it has always been a way to celebrate and share my city with others, a reason to gather with my family and my friends for all the activities happening throughout the week. The festival's return will bring so much excitement and put smiles on so many faces. It's something we missed out on last year that in this year's reopening will double the thrill. I, for one, am looking forward to the Starlight Parade and City Fair. Both will provide fun and fellowship. The Starlight Parade is a sight to see with all the lights and decorations on floats and crowded streets through the downtown area. It has always been a neat way to see Portland all lit up and decked out for one special night. The fair is also a place for friends and family to have fun. People ride rides and play carnival games, eat good food, and walk around to be in the mix. I'm most excited for these two events because it will be a chance for me and my friends to come together for one last hurrah before graduation and leaving for college in the fall.
So we've had a chance to meet all 15 of the Portland Rose Festival princesses. The anticipation is rising, and there's only one more thing to do. When we come back, it is time to crown the 2021 Queen of Rosaria.
Let's hear it for the multitaskers, the night shift workers, and small business owners. Let's hear it for all the ways that you show up for the people who count on you. That's your greatness in action. And here at Pacific Power, it's the inspiration for everything we do. Like Watt Smart rebates to help you save energy, tools for managing your budget, and options that power the greatness in all that you do. Learn more at bwattsmart.com.
We can fly where you want to. We can leave your house behind. But if your friends don't mask, and why don't they mask? Well, they won't fly this airline.
You can fly if you want to, 'cause we do safety right. We have air that's clean and disinfectant machines zapping germs like an arcade space fight. And we dance to the dance, do the dance, have the filters cleaning commence. Alaska Safety Dance. Alaska Safety Dance.
When you have a problem, Fox 12 gets you answers, taking your COVID concerns to state leaders.
Governor, we know that supplies are tight. A lot of people emailing us why steps weren't taken sooner.
When it comes to what really matters, you need to know that help is on the way, not being held up.
And when crime hits too close to home,
The violence continues in
We want to make sure your voice is heard.
we're listening and ready to confront your problems head on.
How can Fox 12 help you? Tell us at kptv.com.
As we navigate these challenging times, I'm reminded of how fortunate we are to be a part of this strong and vibrant state. At Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oregon, we're committed to building healthy communities through local partnerships. That's why for the past 33 years, we've proudly supported the Portland Rose Festival and are honored to do so again. Thank you.
Outstanding young women make up the Rose Festival court, and they gathered just a few days ago at Washington Park to hear who would be presented with the coveted crown, robe, and this scepter. But apart from all the ceremonial imagery, what does the Portland Rose Festival Queen represent? What does she do throughout the year? And quite frankly, what does she win? Well, every princess receives a $3,500 scholarship provided by the Randall Group, along with wardrobe items provided by generous sponsors. The most important part of being queen, however, is the opportunity to represent the Rose Festival and Portland for a year. Being queen is about service, not about prizes. The queen typically participates in various events, parades, and ceremonies throughout her year. Same as last year's festival, 2021 definitely looks different because of the continued need for social distancing and cancellation of so many public events. Ultimately, the queen becomes part of Rose Festival history, a symbol of a year of memorable activities. Like last year, the queen will represent an unforgettable time in human history, and she will definitely have a fascinating story to tell. So the stage was set. Rose Festival dignitaries and the Royal Rosarians were present, and a crown was ready to be awarded. Even while continuing to practice social distancing, the anticipation of the announcement of the new Queen of Rosaria was present.
One of these 15 princesses is about to take her place in Rose Festival history as the 107th Rose Festival Queen. The crown was worn by every Rose Festival Queen since 1922. Dave Todd has the important job of announcing the name of our new queen.
The 2021 Rose Festival Queen is Lily Rosebrook of Valley Catholic High School.
Queen Lily is the second in her family to become Queen of Rosaria. Standing in the aisle is her mother, Rose Festival Queen, 1989. Prime Minister Corey Heckendorf is being assisted by our official crown and scepter bearers, Grace Bledsoe and Lucy Headwall, on behalf of the Portland Rose Festival. We crown you Queen Lily. On behalf of the Rose Festival, please accept this royal scepter from President Dave Todd, the symbol of your royal power. May you reign wisely and well. Accept these roses, the symbol of our city and our festival. May they grace your reign. And now, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler.
Queen Lily, on behalf of all residents of the grateful city of Portland, Oregon, congratulations to you, as well as all members of the court. Thank you all for your service. Thank you for representing the very best of what the City of Roses has to offer.
Thank you to this community for its strength and spirit during the past months. We want to acknowledge our dedicated volunteers and to thank all of our generous supporters and sponsors who make it possible to celebrate the Rose Festival together every year. When you come to the Rose Festival, you make a memory. And when you make a memory, you start a tradition. Rose Festival traditions have evolved over 114 years, and with the support of the community, they will continue to inspire us with hope for many, many more.
Ladies and gentlemen, your new Rose Festival Queen, Queen Lily. We'll ask Prime Minister Corey Heckendorf to escort Queen Lily through the Rose Garden.
Congratulations to Queen Lily Rosebrook, Metro West Valley Catholic High School. The criteria for selecting the queen is the same as that used for selecting the princesses, based on character, communication, and presence. Last year, the Rose Festival Court voted and elected their own queen because of the social restrictions in place at the time. For 2021, the Rose Festival reinstated the tradition of community judges, but decided on a hybrid model that would include the princesses as peer judges. Judging sessions were held both online and in person, and when they finished, court members were handed the same ballot as the community judges. She's officially on the Queen's Walk, where in a moment she will have the opportunity to place her plaque among the queens before her. When we return, we'll talk with our newly crowned Portland Rose Festival Queen.
Ready for a break? Head to the hills. It's time to relax, play, and dine at Spirit Mountain Casino. Enjoy the latest and greatest games, gourmet food, and a cozy room at Spirit Mountain Casino.
The sun doesn't always shine. The wind doesn't always blow. But what if you could capture energy from thousands of solar panels and hundreds of wind turbines, and then store some of it for whenever you needed it? Introducing the Wheatridge Renewable Energy Facility, the first of its kind in the country. Because, well, this is Oregon. PGE, an Oregon kind of energy.
Fred Meyer has been proudly serving customers and supporting communities in the Pacific Northwest for 99 years. And last year, with your help, we donated more than $2 million to local organizations and provided 5 million fresh meals to our neighbors in need.
To all of our Fred Meyer associates and customers, thank you for everything that you've done to support your local Freddies and your local communities for 99 outstanding years. None of this would be possible without you.
Fox 12, your school authority, committed to helping you navigate this challenging school year, answering all your classroom concerns.
It's going to be a gradual return to the classroom.
Here with you, from remote learning to the first days back in the classroom. Count on Fox 12, your back-to-school authority, on air and online at kptv.com.
Entertainment is back at Spirit Mountain Casino as we present Rock the Mountain Summer Outdoor Concert Series featuring George Thorogood July 31st, Tesla August 6th, and ZZ Top August 15th. Go to spiritmountain.com for details.
The 2021 Portland Rose Festival Queen's Coronation is brought to you by Unitus Community Credit Union. You, us, unite us. Alaska Airlines, official airline of the Portland Rose Festival. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone. Regents Blue Cross Blue Shield of Oregon, here for all the moments that matter. Portland General Electric, proud sponsor of the Portland Rose Festival. Spirit Mountain Casino, the Northwest premier entertainment destination. University of Oregon, a place for curiosity. And by Pacific Power, powering your greatness.
Congratulations to Queen Lily Rosebrook, Metro West Valley Catholic High School. The Rose Festival Queen's Coronation has been an evolving tradition over 92 years. In 1930, the Queen was announced at the City Auditorium, now known as Keller Auditorium, and she was later crowned in Laurelhurst Park. Other coronation venues have included Arlene Schnitzer Concert Hall, Civic Stadium, now known as Providence Park, and Veterans Memorial Coliseum. The last time a coronation was held in the Rose Garden was in the early 1930s, until just last year. Since 1914, Washington Park's International Rose Test Garden has been the location of the Queen's Walk, where the Queen's plaque is placed, enjoyed by all while visiting the garden. After her walk from the coronation ceremony, this year was no different.
My Lord Prime Minister, would you assist our newly crowned Queen in the placement of her plaque?
This is incredible. It's crazy that my fantasy and my dream has become a reality. It's really just a real life fairy tale. You are all amazing, and just thank you so much. I am incredibly honored to have this opportunity to represent the Rose Festival and to represent Portland. So thank you.
Just remember her being a little girl and running through Washington Park Rose Test Garden, putting her tiny little nose into the bud of a rose and smelling it and just breathing in the joy. And then walking along the Queen's Walk, and she would look at the names and ask me, who is this? Which queen is this? And she would see 1989, Queen Deanne. I'd say, well, that's Mommy. And so from a very young age, she knew all about the Rose Festival tradition. But her being queen, obviously, it is like the frosting on top of the cupcake. It's incredible.
Like so many things in our lives right now, the Portland Rose Festival looked a little different this year. But thanks to its hardworking staff and countless volunteers, the festival continues to contribute to the community, and creativity resulted in innovative takes on festival traditions. One tradition that was not to be shaken, the crowning of a new Rose Festival queen.